Welcome to the Betty Allen podcast. And the music that you just heard is the music that it was made by Adrian, my friend. He's a composer, and I got the privilege to interview him today. So I really hope you enjoyed that interview. He's actually from Mexico and he speaks Spanish. Well, he speaks a lot of languages, but we did it in English. I actually prefer the version in English, but anyway, it's really, really good. If you like music, stay on this episode. It's really, really nice. It's really good. I tried to cover as much as I could in that time. We could spend hours talking about music and arts and creativity, and there's so much about it. So I really hope you enjoy that. Well, welcome to another episode of the Betty Allen podcast. And today I'm so excited because it's the first episode with an interview and also with a video. I promised you that I was going to make a video, so I'm so excited. And today I wanted to open the very first interview with a person that I really admire. Is a great friend of mine and also made the music for my podcast. So I probably let you listen to the song, which is a minute long, and I absolutely love it. Adrian made this for me based on things and music that I really like. So it's amazing because it's personalized. So actually I do feel a really strong bond with that song and I love it. So I hope you like it too. So Adrian is also Mexican like me, and he is also bilingual and fluent in English. So we thought, why not? We're going to do it in English, and it's going to be slightly weird because we're both Mexicans and we're speaking in English. But anyway, we're just going to go with and see how it goes. So welcome, Adrian. So Adrian, I'm just going to say Adrian because why not? I'm just,
Also, it's easier, When you speak in English, it's easier to say Adrian.
I know it says Adrian, and then you took it, and you speak in English, and then it's like Adrian, and you're like, I'm from Mexico.
You have to change your accent and stuff, so it's easier to say Adrian.
That's so funny. You sound so different in English. It's like really funny. That's so funny. But welcome to the podcast. And I want you to introduce yourself just to let us know, for obviously the people that are listening to in English to this podcast, they probably don't know you. So let us know who you are.
Hello. First of all, thank you for inviting me. I'm really honored to be your first guest.
Thanks.
And also with video. That's so cool. Thank you.
Hopefully it works. We don't even know if it's working, but hopefully it will work. No, we don't know. Thank you.
It's going to be fine. I'm a musician. Mostly I'm a composer, but also play guitar and I play piano. And as you said, I made your music, the music for your podcast. And I've been doing music for movies, for TV commercials, for documentaries. I've been doing arrangements for other musicians. Also, I'm a music teacher. So as you guys can notice, I'm a full musician,
And you speak, how many languages do you speak?
Well, let's say I speak Spanish, I speak English, I speak kind of good French. I speak some German, Italian, and I'm learning Russian.
That's amazing. And I thought Russian was like a pretty, I don't know, intermediate, or I don't even know what level you were. I didn't even know you knew Italian and French. That's amazing. Amazing. Yeah. I'm so excited. That's so good. And your accent is quite British. Does that sound like?
You
I don't know
know,
what you guys hear, but like what to me sounds like quite
yeah,
British.
you
It
know, like
doesn't sound very American.
everybody tells me the same thing, just because I think it was because when I was a kid, my mom used to have this BBC English course, and for some reason I loved it, and I was listening to it every day. So I played because we had cassettes by then. So I would play those BBC cassettes, and I was so happy with it
That's so funny.
somehow.
That is so funny. That's so funny because I do hear these kind of British BBC. Whenever you say BBC, I was like, okay, let's get to it. So
All right.
I have a few questions, and we, by the way, guys, if you're watching this, we did the first interview all in Spanish, so now we're doing it again. So it's gonna be the same sort of questions, but it's so cool. I'm like, oh, shaking, moving, everything. Okay, so the first question is something really personal. So I want to know, when did you find out that music was for you? Like, how did you knew? How do you find out? Like, what made you? I don't know if that was maybe an experience or a memory or a cartoon or I don't know, something like what was it?
Well, long story short, it goes back to when I was a teenager. I was around 13 years old, and I had this friend who used to play the guitar, but I did not know that he played the guitar. Uh, by that time, I used to listen to heavy metal music, you know, like those bands, Skid Row, Def Leppard, Iron Maiden, stuff like that. So I was a lot into the guitar. So I actually was one of those air guitar players. But when I noticed that this guy could play the guitar, I was so amazed, and I thought, could I do that? You know. So I
Yeah.
decided to give it a try, and I asked my mom, "Hey, Mom, would you buy me a guitar?" She said, "All right, yeah, I'll get you one." And then I started playing with the little things that he would teach me, and other things that I from other people. I started playing the guitar. I started learning, and then I said, "This is amazing. This is me. You know, this is what I
It's
want.
me.
This is what I want for the rest of my life." And here I am.
That's amazing. That's so cool. And you were telling us a story about, in Spanish about your dad gave you one time like a mini piano or something, like I
A
don't know, like
keyboard, yeah.
a keyboard, and you were like,
Mm.
oh, this is kind of cool, and you were playing with it, and that's so good. So it was 13 years old when you decided this is me. Music is me. That's it. We're one
Yeah.
together. We love it. That's amazing. So what has been like the biggest like motivation for you to, obviously you require a lot of discipline and the
Mhm.
love that you have when you love something and have a big passion, it doesn't matter what happened, you just keep going and keep going. Have you find people that maybe gave up during I don't know if you knew people that they were into the music and then they gave up, and also what has made you like move forward and keep going and be persistent with music?
Well, yeah, you just mentioned it. A lot of people just give up because it's not an easy way. But you know what? The thing is that I don't think there's an easy way for anything. So it doesn't matter what you actually learn or study or what you actually engaged in doing. Nothing is easy. But I do believe that if you actually found what was made for you, then there's no way that you're gonna turn away from that. So and that's what I think it happened to me. You know, I found exactly what I wanted, and I just kept on doing it because I totally enjoyed it. Even the bad moments when I had no job at all and I had no money at all, nobody knew me. You know, I thought that my music wasn't that good, but I just kept on going because even that I enjoyed. I was happy with it, and I never regretted. And I never regret what I decided. Uh,
Mm,
and I'm sure that I couldn't have been anything else but this.
that's amazing. That is, I love that story because um you were mentioning in the Spanish version that there was a lot of people. How many people were in university whenever you start
Oh
studying?
yeah, the first day we were 150, and then
150,
by fifth semester we were like
30.
5 or 3 guys left.
Or three, like that is shocking. Like
Yeah,
I study education, and we were like maybe 40% gave up. Like not even like that is crazy. That's a lot of people.
yeah,
And you would think there's something. I think there's something cultural about Mexico that is, even when we're in crisis, we celebrate. Like we celebrate even even when we're at crisis, like in politics or difficult times, anything. Like there's even a COVID song, for goodness sake. Like, and we just celebrate, and we just try to keep up, and like try to keep that positive thinking that everybody is so difficult whenever you're not feeling it, and people are like, just be positive, and you're like, like, how am I gonna be positive whenever like something's hard is happening?
yeah, totally.
But I think it's part of our culture, and music is definitely one of those that it's an expression of art and stuff. But like there is something within us, I think, that is music. It just transforms, cultures, and I think it's
Yeah,
part of that.
yeah, totally.
Um, I wanted to ask you about creativity. So this podcast, I wanted to focus so much on creativity and music. To me, any art really is you have so many, like if you're a painter, you have so many colors and so many tones and so many ways and so many things you can draw. So it's just so much.
Mm.
And the same with music. So whenever you try to compose something, and you try to get creative, like where do you get the ideas from, and how do you explore that creativity whenever you're creating something?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna use my actual job because, yeah, I'm a composer, but mostly I do not compose for myself. Mostly I have, yeah, but I would like to talk about the music I did for your podcast because I think
Hmm.
that's a perfect example of what I want to talk about. Uh, eh, the way it happened was that you gave me a lot of ideas. You told me, okay, you know what? Because I told you, Betty, just send me all the music that you like, and you say, any?
There's a lot of
You say,
music.
yes, of course. It's it. And I was not expecting this, but you sent me around 40 songs, you know. But
And you're like listening to all of this.
yeah, but it was amazing because you gave me a lot of ideas, and that's what a composer uh, does.
Yeah, like I
Um,
knew exactly what I wanted.
yeah,
So
because
like,
you want to get to know
not
the
really.
person.
Sorry. Hmm.
Yeah, you want to get you really want to get to know the person. You want to know what who is that person? What does that person like? What do they do? You know what are they expecting for? And with the music that they listen to, you get a lot of that information, which you finally use. It's just linking a lot of things, like for example, a motive that you would listen in one song, even though it's a different from a different genre. It doesn't matter because it is a specific kind of sound or something. This is of course very subjective, but with you, I found that kind of specific sounds with many songs that you sent me,
Like a
and then
pattern.
yeah, some kind of a pattern, yeah, some kind of that, and that's what I found, and I started mixing that all together to start linking ideas and create like general image. And with that general image, then I started creating different because also I knew what you wanted to talk about with your podcast.
Yeah.
So the kind of topics you wanted to talk about, and that all of that is information, important information that you use to create something that really relates to the person,
Yeah.
which is the most important thing. Because actually what I'm always looking for is that my client feels that this is me, this is what I wanted.
And that's exactly what I feel with this song. Whenever I hear, when the first time you sent me my song, it was like, wow, wow. It's like, first of all, if you have never got a song for yourself, like, do it. I was like, he made a song for me that sounds like me. It sounds like all the music that I like, and it's me. It was like, and it has like a resonation. Like, I don't know how to say this, but like it was just me transforming somewhere else. It was like, this is me, and it's amazing. And you'll hear it in every single podcast, and every single time I hear it, my music starting on the podcast, whenever I'm fixing the noises and everything on every episode, I'm like, I love it. It's me. It's the sign of like the sound of like all the calm and the melancholic piano, and then the boom, and then you get all the electric guitar, which I absolutely love electric guitar. And you know what I think of whenever I think of Adrian being a composer? I don't know, but my favorite movie is called The Holiday, which is from Nancy Meyers, and Hans Zimmer is the musician that the composer for this movie, and I love this composer. And there's at the very beginning of the song, there's this composer which is Jack Black. He's
Yeah.
playing the piano. He's playing the piano, and he's like making the music along with the movie. And I'm like, oh my god, that's how I picture Adrian doing all this music. And then he's later on in the movie, he's creating some music for Iris, and he's like, that sounds like you. And he makes all this melancholic. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like, somebody can actually do this, a kind of like amazing piece of art, for someone. I just think is amazing. Definitely recommend to anyone, if you have a project, to do something like that. I think it's just amazing.
Yeah, because you know what, the thing is that in the actual industry, what we have is that you would actually go to a website, and you will find lots of free royalty music, and you would listen to 1,000 pieces of music there until you say, okay, this one kind of fits me, so I'm going to buy this one. But that's ridiculous, because it was not made for you. You had to make it yours for your project, but it's not made for you. And also a lot of other people could use it. So
Yeah, it's
I
not
mean, yeah,
unique.
that's easy. That's the easy way to fix the problem, right? But I don't know. I would never feel like happy with that.
Before I decided to get Adrian to do the music for my podcast, I was starting to listen to some. I have like these apps where you can just mix sort of like videos with music. So you put like a background for Instagram videos and stuff, and they have this music, and I just think anyone can use this music. It's not the same. It doesn't have that feeling. Like, I would get that feeling sometimes with, like, there's some sort of music. Like, I had a moment in my life when I used to hear Moby a lot, and so whenever I hear the disc, how do you call that? Well, anyway, the album, one of the albums from Moby, it brings me back to those times, and I love it. And then there's some, it's like, to me, it's like perfumes. Like, perfumes remind me certain like times in my life. But sometimes I hear like a song that I like lately, and it's like, it was very weird how I found it. It's like very unique, and not a lot of people know it. It's maybe from a local band or something. And then somebody put it on the radio, and it's like, that's my song. That's a song that is on my playlist that I hear. It's mine. It's like, I feel like it's my
Yeah.
song, and somebody just put it on the music on the shopping center or something. But whenever it's actually yours, it's a completely different feeling. I love it. I really love my song. I'm like,
Yeah.
get one song for you. I love it. Um, I wanted to ask you about, because this episode today is, we're talking about music, and a lot of people think like, okay, music can be very subjective, but it can also be very objective. And whenever I think of that, I think of the song from Daft Punk that has Giovanni Giorgio, and I love whenever he speaks before he starts the song. He says like that he, whenever he find out that this was the thing that he wanted to do, he's like, you can do anything as long as you have like the melody. You can do anything with music. So what sort of, is there any like sort of like objective parts of music? Is there any rules? Is there anything that it has to be done, otherwise it doesn't sound right? Or maybe it's about a very extensive
Well,
question.
yeah. Well, the thing is that as a music student, yeah, you have to have rules because you earlier said that there's a lot of things into music. You know, all the instruments, all the sounds, all the keys, all the information. So to your students, you have to give information just little by little, because otherwise they wouldn't understand the whole thing. So as a student, you always have to learn little by little. Uh, there's no way that you would understand such a myriad of information just that fast. So yeah, there are kind of rules, but those are temporary rules. You know, like if you are on C major key, don't go out of that key. Keep on playing that key, right? But as you keep on learning, you start learning that you can go somewhere else. You don't have to stay in the same key all the time. Uh, but that comes with a lot of practice, with a lot of acquire new knowledge, and yeah, that's the way that you start learning that you can break the rules. And eventually, when you are on your latest years of music school, they tell you, dude, honestly, there are no rules. You can do whatever you want to do, but you have to learn little by little, step by step.
And it's just, it's like practice, and everything is practice. Like I hear a lot of people saying like, oh, I'm not very good at this, or I'm not very good at that, and all I think is it's just practice. Like I see that with like my children, but I see that with people all the time, and it's like, of course you're not gonna be, nobody was born playing the guitar, nobody was born singing beautifully, nobody was born um, doing
Yeah.
anything, like anything, riding a bike, like anything. You need to practice and practice, and the practice that you make, practice makes, what is it, practice,
Uh,
I can't remember.
practice makes
Yo,
what
know
is it?
this, I forgot to
Master. I think
I hate not knowing.
I'm
Practice
sure
makes,
someone else
anyway,
knows.
and
Practice
you're
makes
probably listening,
perfect.
you're like,
Practice makes perfect.
practice makes perfect, right?
Yeah.
So it is practice, and there's a lot of things that I was thinking whenever I think of music, and I was asking Adrian, and I want to ask him again. It's about, for example, I love singing. It feels my soul. I love it. I don't think I'm very good. I mean, I think I am good. I think I have good tone. Like and I have a good rhythm, and there's certain things that I think I'm really good at, but the other
Mhm.
ones I'm like, I would never put myself through, like, I would never show you like, oh, like I wouldn't sing in front of anyone. Like I'm embarrassed of that a little bit, but if I can practice enough, it's something that I can achieve. And
Yeah.
anyone, I think, any instrument, if you have never touched the guitar, you want to learn guitar, well, you can start. Like it's never too
Yeah.
late.
Totally. Totally. I don't think there's any kind of barrier for anyone. Uh, the if you actually think that there's a barrier, it's only on your mind. To be honest with you, um, I have seen people uh, coming from scratch to become really good musicians. I'm not going to tell you that they are geniuses, because they're not. And they don't have to be geniuses. You don't have to be a genius to enjoy music. You have to be good. You have to enjoy. You have to be good enough to enjoy it. It
Yeah.
is not about being a genius or being the fastest guitar player or being the girl who sings the highest pitches. It's not about that. It's about you feeling that you can do whatever you want to do with what you love doing. So, of course, it is really important for everyone to start learning how to make it better. So that's why I always tell people, I understand that you say that maybe Kurt Cobain did not uh, study music, like, for good, but you are not Kurt Cobain. And also, if you think about it, Kurt Cobain was not a very good guitar player. He was actually really bad. He was really bad at it. So you don't have the same advantages that he had. So the thing that you have to do is that you have to learn as much as you can in order to become better and start enjoying what you're doing. And I think that's the key word. Enjoy what you do, because it is for you. You don't have to be a professional.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Music is for everyone. It's not only for musicians. It's not only for people who make a living out of this. It's not about that. You can do it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that maybe, well, okay, maybe some people out there, they think, she said, I don't like my voice. Yeah, but you don't like it right now. But I promise that if you practice, if you learn with with a teacher, a good teacher, I assure you that maybe you're not gonna be Farinelli, maybe not, but you're gonna be good enough to enjoy it. And that's what this is all about, enjoying what you're doing.
Because I was for example, I love this app called Smule. Smule is like an app for it's like a karaoke app, and I love singing. And I put it all. They're all private, and there's not my name, so you can find me on there. So I don't do it for to have any followers or anything. I do it for me. I love singing. It just sort of distresses me, relaxes me. I sing Mexican mariachi songs, and I love them. And some of them are in Italian. I sing in Italian. I don't have a clue of Italian, but I learned the word and I learned how to sing it, and I can sing it in Italian. And I really enjoy it, and it's just for me. And in the Spanish interview that I did to Adrian, I was asking him something really personal, like how can I get my voice to be a bit better? I did notice from having that app. I'm practicing and practicing and practicing. And the more I practice that same song, I've been recording what date I recorded that song. And then I recorded months later, and it was actually better. And I know it's because I know the tone, I know the rhythm, I know the when to go up, when to go. I know the song now, and it's actually better. But I'm oh, I'm not really a fan of the tone of my voice. But what can I do if I don't like the tone of my voice? What can I do to make it better if I want to sing a song?
Yeah, well, if you would go to a singing teacher, what this person would tell you is that to say it in a different word, I would say that we are gonna work into embellishing your voice. We're gonna make it sound more beautiful, because you already have a beautiful voice. It's just about you learning how to use your body, how to use because you actually use your body when you sing, how to use your vocal cords, how to relax your muscles, how to actually take advantage of your muscles to make your voice sound different. The voice head sounds different from chest voice, head voice. Sorry, head voice, chest voice. You could I don't know, growling. You could actually growl. But there are many techniques that you don't know because you haven't studied them. But when you study all that, when you get all that information, you could actually change it. Well, not change it, embellish it. You make it sound more beautiful, make it sound professional. I was telling you in Spanish that I met once this guy who, when you heard him speaking, you said, "Oh my God, his voice is
Like what?
terrible," you know. But one day he told me, "Well, I do sing and I do play the guitar," and I said, "Oh my God, this is gonna be
You're like,
a
ah.
freaking mess," you know. But when he grabbed his guitar and started singing, I thought, "Oh my God, this guy's an angel." What the hell happened?
That's
And that's
amazing.
exactly what happens. It is not related to the actual sound of the voice. Well, what you think is your voice, because your voice could be way better. And that's what you do when you learn music. You know, you learn all those techniques, you learn all those um, different things. You actually, you know, even when you just sing with emotion, your voice changes a lot. It's completely different just
Mm.
by singing with emotion, you know, just by getting into the song. And imagine if only by doing that you can make a big change. Imagine if you would actually have all that information that there is out there, you
Yeah.
know. If you get all that, you could do amazing things.
There's some songs that sometimes singing is like so emotional that I'm like crying and I'm like I can't sing because I'm crying so much.
Yeah,
Like
totally.
the song La Llorona is like one of them that I'm like I am the cry. I cry a lot, and it's just like a song that I really really I connected with this song a lot, and I'm like.
Yeah.
And then I was actually going to ask. Sometimes I see people that are really good singers. I don't want to talk too much about singing, but there's this like X Factor or Got Talent, America Got Talent, or one of those
Yep.
shows, and you see them, and they're like all the excitement, they're like overwhelmed for all the public going like, wow, I'm so excited, and they're like start singing and keep singing, and they're like really emotional and overwhelmed, and I'm like, how can they control their voice so good? I'm like, whoa. But I was going to ask you about these shows. I was not planning to ask you this question, but now that we're talking about it, I always think of like, what are your thoughts of shows like this that you find people that have these talents that they never really study music, but they practice a lot and they're like singing, or they have some sort of specifically music, or they're like they might not know much about music in like
Mhm.
academically speaking, but in practice, what are your thoughts of people that are
Well,
famous from that?
the thing is that I do believe that sometimes they cheat a little bit. They do not tell you the whole truth just to make it, because it's a TV show, you know. So I do believe that they hide some information, because there are some guys that you when you see them singing, you really think, no, I mean, I know that you know something. I know that.
This is too good to be true.
Yeah, yeah. And you notice, because yeah, they are using some kind of techniques that you actually spotted. You say, I got it. Come on, don't tell me that you don't know anything. There are some others who don't, and you can notice they are good singers, and I do believe that those are the best projects for the judges, because they are the ones who can be polished. They
Hmm.
can actually be way better than they are actually now. The others,
That's
I
interesting.
tell you, I'm telling you, I do not buy it. I know that they have experience. They're experienced singers. So yeah, I mean, the only thing is that they are using the TV show as a platform, and that's it. But they know what they're doing.
Yeah. There's a video that it went viral. How do you call this girl? Wayne. I forgot her name, and I actually saw the video of her. She's a singer. She's been a professional singer for quite a while, and then she was in the London Underground, and a guy came and like, tell me something, girl, and it's like sing
No.
the rest of the song. And she's very famous. It went viral, this video, and she's like, she starts singing so beautiful, and the guy's like, keep going, and then she's like, I'm off the deep end, and he's like, wow, what the hell? And it's like, wow, do you sing? Yeah, she's a singer, and she said like, yeah, I sing professionally, like I
Of
sing in
course.
bars and all of
Yeah.
that. And it's like, but some people are really humble, and they don't want the fame or anything, and they're like, why share it to the world, you sing amazing. And some people are like, just, like they're just really good, and they know, and it's their time that they want to, and there's a bit of everything.
Yeah.
I really love that
Yeah.
story.
I think there's something about that, because when now that you were talking about it, I remember when I decided to become a musician, lots of people would tell you, no, you're gonna stop. Where are you gonna get money from? What are you gonna do? But the thing is that people think that the only way to be successful in music is if you are famous. If you're not famous, you're not successful, and that's quite far away from the truth.
Yeah.
It is not like that. It is completely the opposite. I think that when you are actually famous, you don't have so much fun. You can't actually leave. You can't go out in the street and just take a walk. You can't.
I was
That's
saying a
terrible.
joke. Oh, my eyes! I need to go, because so many flashes from the paparazzi. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It must be really hard.
Yeah, totally.
I wanted to ask you about mathematics and music. How much do we have? How much mathematics there is in music? For those the people that they don't know, I certainly don't know, because I didn't study music, and how they came together. Because a lot of people talk about, like, because I did study a lot of psychology, and we see like there's two parts on the brain, but actually music is both together, and sometimes you have to let one or the other aside. And how do they relate?
Yeah, well, mostly mathematics are used to organize music, because well, we use bars, we use uh, the speed, you know,
Mm.
that we have, for example, uh, which the speed is measured in beats per minute, for example. Uh, yeah, but it is mostly to organize music. It's not. Well, we are gonna count these for you to understand the sounds and how those sounds fit in the tempo. But when you play, you do not count. You just we're gonna count this time for you to understand how it works, and afterwards you will have to start feeling it. And after you learn how to feel it and how to use your body to actually get into the tempo and make it sound how it is, you stop counting. You can't count and play at the same time. But yeah, mathematics is very important because uh, it organizes the music.
There's actually a few songs that I really like. They're children's songs or music that my kids like, and then there's like a lot of them are like really excited, and I'm like, 1, 2, 3, go! And it's like you hear all these 1, 2, 3, 4 all the time, and there's different like rhythms
Yeah,
that you can have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or I don't know. I really don't know, but it's really interesting how
yeah,
different rhythms, and I think that's why we have like a director in an orchestra or um I don't know. I think that's really
yeah. Actually, yeah.
interesting.
If you think about it, for example, with waltz, what you get is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Like the motion, of the dance. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. You see, and that's what the measure does.
Yeah.
The accents also, because for example, a complex measure would be like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1,
I
2,
love
3,
those
1, 2.
ones.
And it sounds like,
Yeah.
yeah, it sounds kind of strange, but
But
it
at the
gives you
same time,
something
it's still
completely
that.
different. And yeah, you got something. Yeah, that's when you that's how you use mathematics to put it in order, you know. But afterwards, you just feel bum 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 bum. You don't count anymore.
Yeah, you just feel it. What is there a rhythm specifically for like lullabies? Like I notice it's like, is it like bells? Is it like, I don't know if there's like some sort of
Yeah,
pattern or.
yeah. Actually, for lullabies, you could actually have lullabies in 4 by 4 or 3 by 4. But normally you would use that three by four measure, because it's that like that when you put your baby in the cradle, you know, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You know, it's like that kind of movement. So
Right.
yeah, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, but that's a 4 by 4, for example. See, so it is not a rule, but
Yeah,
yeah, if you would like to do it like as a waltz, it would work perfectly.
that's so good. That's so interesting. Um, okay, the last thing I wanted to ask you, because it's funny how like in English we actually talk very different things, but the last thing I
Yeah,
wanted to ask you is about your work. How can people find you if they want to get like lessons with you, buy your music, get their own personalized music like I did? How can they contact you? Your Instagram, your website, Facebook, all of that.
yeah. The good thing is that everything is so easy, because what you only have to learn is a Murielmusic.com. That would be the website. And if you go a Muriel Music, you go to Facebook or you go to Instagram or whatever, and you will find the same thing. So it's really
And
easy. So
I'll
a
put on the
Murielmusic.com.
I'll put
Sure.
on the description anyway, just
Yeah.
for
So
those of you.
yeah,
Give
what I've been doing is, as I told you at the beginning, I've been doing music for movies, for TV shows, for TV commercials, for podcasts, for sure. Actually,
Beautiful.
right now I'm working with someone from France, and making musical arrangements for his sons, because he can't play instruments. So he composes music. He sends me his voice recorded, and I make the whole music with it. So
Wow,
yeah,
that's
that's cool
amazing.
for people who doesn't have that opportunity to play an instrument. Well, I have been giving him music with orchestra, with jazz band, with,
That's
you know,
amazing.
yeah. So
Like,
it's cool. Oh, and also, I've been teaching music right now because of the pandemic. This is now quite popular, like
that's
teaching
good.
music teaching music online. I was telling you that I have a student in Russia. I have another student in Barcelona and stuff, so it's pretty
So
cool.
good. That's so, so good. And it's so true. Like from the pandemic, we find that there's so many things that we were limiting ourselves. Like, oh, I have to work here. And if
Yeah,
it's not in the same city that I'm on, I can't find these jobs. And now everybody can work from home. Anything can be done from, that we have so many tools that now we're using. And it's just amazing how we're evolving
yeah,
that part on our society. And like you made my music, you're in Mexico, I'm here. My sister's a graphic designer. She designed that. I don't need anyone to be here. I know a few friends that they have their business and they have people working for them around the world. It doesn't matter
yeah.
where you live. So that's amazing that they can do that. So give Adrian a like on Instagram, on Facebook, and definitely get your song. I absolutely love my personalized song. It was like literally every time I hear it, it's like, this is me. I love it. It's so, so amazing. Um, so
Yeah,
thank you
totally.
very much.
If you want to ask me anything, please do. I
Send
mean,
send him a
yeah,
message.
yeah. Send me a message on my website, on YouTube, on whatever you want. I'm always happy to answer every question.
And what languages they can send you in?
Yeah, well, if you
English,
guys
Spanish.
French, English, Spanish.
That's amazing. Well, thank you very much again. I won't take any more of your time. I really, really appreciate you being the first interview in my podcast. That's amazing. So exciting.
Cool.
So thank you very much again. And I will see you on the next episode.
What is an image without sound? What is a message with no emotion? Many will try to get there, but only some are willing to commit. Put yourself out there and make them remember. Murielmusiccom